quarterback battle going on, and if I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about that first. Tell me a little bit about how that's gone for you. I mean, you were the guy there at the end of the season, but then having a few transfers come in. How has that gone for you so far?
I think it's gone well. Yeah, I think the best thing about competition is usually you're making the other guy better. You know, obviously, if you're putting your best foot forward and just worrying about your job, you're going to get something out of it. You know, I think that's kind of similar to what happened with me and John last year. You know, John was a better player. He won the job, you know, and obviously he had a lot of success. And, you know, obviously it's a new year, you know, so new year, new competition. I feel like, you know, if you're not competing against somebody, you're just kind of getting stagnant, you know, and I think that over time, other players, you know, the guys that are competing and having to push and find that new level to reach, they're going to outgrow you, you know. So I think it's important that Coach Rogers has went out and got guys to, you know, push me to get better in whatever facet it looks like. Maybe that's, you know, off the field, you know, getting together with the guys. Maybe that's on the field, you know, as a quarterback. Maybe that's just getting the group of guys together and, you know, telling them like what we need to accomplish. You know, leadership comes in many different ways, especially at the quarterback position. So, yeah, the competition's been good. Fortunately, you know, Rogers went out and got a lot of talent for one, and two, just guys that have mutual respect for one another. You know, and I keep, you know, harping on that. You know, I think as a quarterback room, you have to have respect for the guy next to you and making sure everybody's on the same page. And I think everybody is on the same page. We all just want to win football games. So, yeah, it's been awesome. It's been really, you know, with this group of guys, it's been a fun time.
Last season's last season, but tell me a little bit about what that Holiday Bowl did for you, going down there and being able to put up 21 points in the first quarter. And
yeah.
Did that give you confidence going into this offseason, going into this fall camp, or, you know, spring, fall camp? Did that do something for you?
Yeah, I think, you know, as an athlete, you know, obviously you got to have confidence in yourself. You got to believe that you can do it. You know, and I'd be lying to say, you know, after sitting out for more than, you know, 12 weeks, you know, not that I doubted my ability to do it. I just hadn't seen myself do it in a while, you know, and I hadn't been the one playing. You know, so it was kind of, you know, fresh for me when I got out there. And, you know, like you said, we kind of got the ball rolling and we were playing good football. And it was just kind of like a reminder to myself, like, you know, especially for me, the last time that I had played football, with the exception of a little bit of time in Portland State, was, you know, at FCS. And it was kind of just like, you know, a proof to me, like, hey, man, like, it doesn't matter the level. It doesn't matter, you know, who you're going against. In this case, it was, you know, against a good ACC opponent in Syracuse. Like, you know, I could play at this level, and I could be successful at this level. So it was definitely a nice little reminder to myself, like, you know, I'm made for this level of competition, you know, and I can thrive in this level of competition. So I think it was really, really good to be, you know, able to have that experience. Obviously, you wish the outcome could be different. You know, obviously, you go into games, you want to win the game. And a lot of things were happening at that time, sure, but, you know, you want to win the game. But, you know, like you said, it's a new year, and our goals and focal points are ahead of us, you know. So that's kind of been, you know, what I've been geared towards. But it was definitely nice getting a little bit of, you know, a reminder, like, hey, man, you could play at this level. Like, you can do this.
Yeah, perfect. Tell me a little bit about Josh Meredith. That guy, fifth-year senior. He's been here in Pullman for, gosh, a long time.
Yeah.
What does he do for you mentally, maybe, when you know that he's out there catching passes? But also, I mean, just tell me about him.
Well, he's my locker mate, so the guy's right next to me in the locker room. One of the first guys that, you know, I kind of geared towards when I first got here. Just a really, really, really nice individual. You know, he's a very caring individual. You know, he's not, I mean, you know, maybe, I wouldn't even use the word cocky. He's confident. He's not a cocky individual. He's a confident individual, but you wouldn't even, you know, think that there's any arrogance or confidence or cockiness to him just from talking to him. He's just a very, you know, down-to-earth, level-headed individual who just cares about winning. He just wants to win. He's been here for, like you said, 5 years. He's seen a lot of receivers and a lot of good teams come through here, and he really just wants to be a part of something special. And he got a little taste of that last year, and I think, you know, this year with the steps that he's made, you know, in the past 8 months, it's going to be a really, really big year for him. And I'm really excited because he works hard. You know, he shows up and he's always on time and he's always doing the right thing. And, you know, it's about time that all the hard work that he's put in pays off. So I'm really, really excited to see him ball this year because I know he will. And like I said, that's my locker mate, so I'm always rooting for him.
I love it. Shoot, I guess my last question for you is for yourself. You know, I hate going back to the quarterback competition, whatever. If you get the starting job or if you don't, how do you handle that? I mean, you already have handled that, right? So, I mean, is it just past experiences or is it, do you know what role you're playing yet? Maybe I should ask you that? Okay, no. Okay.
Don't have the answers to that. No,
okay,
don't have the answer to that one.
Okay, I thought I'd ask. But, okay, so you don't know that. But anyways, I guess just excited for August 30th?
I'm very, very excited for August 30th. I think the Coug fans should be looking forward to August 30th. We got something special coming from this season, so just be geared up and be ready to go. We're going to have some fun.